Hello, everybody. I've been talking about the tutoring center a couple of times and that I'm working on a business plan. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. See, I don't know much about business, hardly anything. And I didn't even know what a business plan was till it was brought up to me. And I felt stupid and I didn't ask her what that meant, a business plan, because I didn't want her to think I was unintelligent. That was my first mistake. You don't know something, even the definition of a word, don't be afraid to ask. You're showing lack of intelligence if you don't ask. There are no stupid questions. When I started to write, I knew something wasn't right. I went to the first three items that the lady who was the business coach gave me an outline to follow, circled the first three items, and said, work on these. And I felt lost. I'm still a little lost. But first I went to the librarian, and she checked the spelling of what I'd printed out, but didn't give me too much feedback. So finally, I took it to a friend of mine who I really respect, and he validates paperwork for a living. And so I asked him to look it over. And I tell you, I didn't expect what happened. He ripped it to shreds, not literally, figuratively. He went through and point by point explained to me why what I had done would not work. And then he explained what I needed to do and even helped me look up business plans and print them out that I could read over to get an idea of what I'm doing. If the first person you go to doesn't explain, even when you ask questions, what you need to know, don't be afraid to go to somebody else. It's your will. Are you going to give up and not say anything, which I've done in my past, and, I don't understand, but I don't want to look stupid, and then you're not moving forward with anything? Or are you going to say, okay, I don't understand this, and ask for help so that you can understand it? That's what I've learned last week. It's not a bad thing to not understand and learn. Now what I'm doing is I'm going through the business plan and I'm writing my own outline. What am I outlining? I'm outlining what I'm reading. I take notes in an outline format. That way, if I need to define a word, I can add something. Like, say A is business strategy. I didn't know what business strategy meant. I couldn't even define the word strategy for you. I knew the concept, but not the definition. There is a difference. I've learned that. So I looked up the word strategy, and under that I put an A, and I put the definition of business strategy. And I'm going through the whole thing like that. If I don't understand a word, I'm defining it and writing that down. I learn better that way. Some people can read something and they've learned it, or they remember enough of it they don't need to take notes. I'm not one of those. But I'm no longer going to be afraid to ask. Wisdom is not how much you already know, in my view. Wisdom is seeking what you don't know. Wisdom is also being able to say, I cannot at the moment do this. Never say you can't totally do something. Because if you say I can't, then you're right, you can't. But if you say, I cannot at the moment do this, don't even say the contraction of can't, say cannot at the moment. Or I don't have the ability right now. Because the minute you say can't, you're giving up on yourself. I refuse to give up on myself anymore. I've done it too much in the past. So what I'm doing is I went to someone I trusted. I knew he wouldn't laugh at me. I had a feeling he might rip what I'd written to shreds, but I knew it was wrong. I just didn't know why it was wrong. I didn't need someone to just check my spelling, which I do need. And to be honest, when I get ready to put this all down into a typed written document, someone else is gonna have to do that for me. I don't have the necessary skills or training to be able to do that for it to look perfectly fine the way it needs to help me get the funding for my tutoring center. Which is the wiser option? Asking people who know how to do it and can do it for their help, or giving up because I don't know how to do it myself. Everybody on this planet knows how to do something somebody else doesn't know how to do. Open your mouth and ask. Embarrassment's not going to kill you. Nobody died from embarrassment. But I would die inside if I didn't try. And I'm not willing to rip apart my soul and die a little bit more inside because I had a dream and I didn't try for it. Trying for it's never going to be easy. When I got Archer, it was 3 years of hard work. And then when I got him paid for, I still didn't know how I was going to get down there. I had to depend on someone who could drive and who could take me. And my mom hates driving long distances. You may not know how you're going to accomplish what you're going to accomplish, but if you don't put one foot out the door, how do you get to your destination? I'm not going to hide in my hobbit hole all the time and say, oh, I would love to start a tutoring center, but I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to can't on my life anymore. And I don't want you to either. If you have a dream and you don't know how to accomplish it, start by writing it down and talking about it. There's your first step. The rest will fall into place. If something is supposed to be yours, it may get delayed days, it may get delayed months, it may get delayed years. But if something is supposed to be yours, you will have it if you try for it. I hope you don't give up on yourselves. Let me know what your dreams are. What are you working toward? Maybe we can help each other. You know me, I'm working toward a tutoring center. I also had the idea to open a rec center too. I want to get the tutoring center up and running first. I have to teach myself and be taught by others how to write a business plan and how to run a successful business before I can open 2 businesses of my own. And I'm willing to do the work. What are you willing to do the work for? Let me know in the comments. Have a good day.